Well, Antony looked a little bit more positive in the second half, barring that showboating incident. But first half, wasn't doing much, was he? I mean, there's a lot of pressure on him this season, but he's not really displaying what he should.
Yeah, there is pressure, and I think he'll know that. I think it's not easy to get away from the criticism that goes on, especially in the Premier League, and I think he'll know that. And I look and think it's affected his confidence a little bit, and then he does that in the second half and tries to rainbow flick it over someone's head. So that went out the window. I thought, well, he clearly is a confident guy.
Do you think doing that and doing that successfully helps him with his confidence?
I think he's done that because he had a bit of success, a bit of joy in the second half, as you said, and maybe his first half performance, he wanted to show what he's about. He's still confident, and sometimes I think it's a little bit of a front that he's showing that he's confident, and maybe his confidence is taking a little bit of a hit, and it was always going to kick off after doing that. You don't do that. 2-0 up. For me, that was a poor decision that he made.
Listen, I'm a fullback, and if he would have done that in front of me, I probably would have reacted the same and just probably give him and let him know that that's not on. You know, it's this professionalism, and from a Crystal Palace point of view, I'd have had the same reaction.
He was mild, to be honest. He got away with one, really, Antony. I mean, I think if it was the flip side, if it was a Crystal Palace player doing it, imagine what Casemiro would have done to him, or someone like that. I think he
that's true.
Just got pushed down the hill, and it kicked off a little bit, and it shouldn't have. And now they've lost an important player for 3 games.
Well, I get the whole fact that Antony, there is pressure because of the price tag, really. But overall, do you think, as a player, just take away the price tag at the moment, take into consideration he's just moved to the Premier League. He is still young. People tend to forget that as well. If you look at the numbers, albeit it isn't the biggest numbers in the world, but he has been involved in goals. Has he been good enough for you?
Listen, I tell you what he does bring, his work rate. You know, sometimes we have a lot of wingers that don't track back. I think you mentioned Elise could probably work harder. And Antony does work really hard. Okay, maybe his numbers and his assists, I think he's only got 3 goals and 0 assists, and he can work on that. I just think he's got to try and vary his game. Like, you know, he's all left-footed. And I think you mentioned Elise getting on a training pitch, going on your right foot. And I think Antony could do the exact same thing. Go on your right foot, because as a fullback, if you can go both ways, it's very difficult to play against.
I mean, what I like about him, and what you can never say, is he never hides from the ball. He always wants it. Whether he's showboating on it, whether he's missing chances, he's always on it. He's clearly a talented football player. That's why
so you won't call it a transfer mistake at the moment?
No, absolutely not. He's clearly a talented player. Erik ten Hag sees something in him because he's playing in most games. And like we said, it's a lot of money, but he can't help the price tag that they paid for him. So I think he'll come good still if he continues to be confident. He may have lost a little bit, but never hides from the ball, and I like that in a player.